Good morning, everybody. This is Shanti again. I'm having my not early, my morning breakfast. Look, burji and tortilla, and my ginger and elaichi tea, which I have to have every morning. This is my routine. Okay, today I'm continuing my second introduction. After I finished my general nursing school in Assam, I was I was what to say. Uh, my batchmates already went home to look for a job in their respective states. But for me, I was in a dilemma because my parents don't have money to pay bribes to the government officials to get a job in Manipur, and I really wanted to help my parents. They brought us up in the hardest way possible because they were managing the house and raising us all kids up. So the thought of helping my parents was very overwhelming. So I decided to go to Bombay to try my luck. I didn't know nothing about Bombay. Before this Bombay thing, let me tell you the story behind my decision to go to Bombay. In 1991, I had gone to Kerala to represent Jorhat Christian Medical Center as part of their team, and it was a all Indian nursing conference held in Kerala. you know Whenever I go anywhere, I'm always curious to find out information, meet people, and to know. So I met one lady from Bombay. Her name was Bina. So she told us that she was looking for nurses who were willing and wanted to do private nursing in Bombay. She would charge us 10% commission for every work that she gives us, and uh, she said she could give us accommodation in her flat. So I was very interested. So she told me to contact her after I'm done with my training. So that's how I kept in touch with her after I finished my training. I sent her a copy of my general nursing diploma to her, and she told me right away to come. So after I finished, we got it. Me and one friend, Nero, she also wanted to come because she has never been out of Manipur, and her sisters and brothers family were dead set against her living anywhere except come back to Manipur. She said, whatever they say, I'm not going back. I want to see the world. So at least she said she'll follow me. So me and her, we went on a train from Guwahati to Bombay. We never knew, but we were on a train from from Guwahati to Bombay. It took 3 days train journey. We were very scared, but we put on a very brave face. So when we reached Bombay Central, no, Dadar station, it was pretty scary because we have never been in a big city, and people were looking at us because we looked different. Our eyes were slanty eyed, and we heard lots about the story about the red light area, and we were uh, very worried, but we mustered up enough courage. We reached the station around after midnight, so we both sat in the station till about 5 or 6. I forgot. I think 6 when the sun rose. So we decided to take a taxi and ask the guy to take us to the address that the staffing agency ran, and he took us straight there, and I think we paid like 100 rupees, and we were so relieved. So um, this lady was still sleeping when we reached the place, so the secretary told us to wait outside. So we waited in the waiting room, and Miss Bina got up, and she was very surprised to see us. So around 9 o'clock she came out and welcomed us, and she did all the paperwork, and she put us with Mangalore Manipurian roommate. She was much older than us, but she has been working there for more than 4 or 5 years, and she put us in her room. Oh my God, that was a in Bombay they have space crunch, so we were very happy to even get an accommodation. It's scary. I on my own would never have been able to do that, but since she provided accommodation, that's what drove me to try coming to Bombay and work. So we were four of us in that room. Four, four ladies. They do night duty, and then we were the ones doing day shift. And so, oh my God, imagine sleeping on the same bed. These ladies, they might have had head lice or whatever, but it smelled of coconut oil. So we had no choice. So we rested that day, and she explained to us that she would send us with some of the other nurses to take us to our workplace. So first day of my work, she sent me with Kerala girl to go to Bridge Candy to work. I don't know what is Bridge Candy, so I just followed her. So I was using. She told us that we need to use paper caps, the head caps. So I put my uniform and everything in bag and followed that girl. And this place was in Sion West, which was not too far from the railway station. So she took us there, and we got the train ticket for both ways, one for coming and one for going. So it was a pretty unforgettable experience. We reached the station, and oh my God, the crowd, the train crowd, the local train crowd. That was my first shocking reaction. I said, how to get into that crowd? That girl told me, just squeeze yourself inside. Oh my God. Thank God I was skinny and tiny. I could manage. My bag was left hanging out. I had to push with all my might to get inside me. I could hardly breathe. That was my first train ride, local train ride in Bombay. And I followed her, and then we got down at Dadar, and we had to change from Central Railways to the Western Railway. Oh my God, that also quite a story. And then I kept looking for it. She didn't, she didn't want to really follow her. She was getting irritated. But we are northeastern people. We don't know. But she's already experienced. She didn't want mine. But I followed her, and then we went on the Western Railway and got down at Bombay Central and got onto another red bus. In Bombay, those double-decker buses I only see on movies. That day it was my first time seeing a double-decker red bus. What do you call BMC buses? So it was fun. And then we reached Bridge Candy, so we had to dress up in the bathroom in that crowded place. So we all dressed up and went to our respective assigned patients. And I was pretty scared, but the charge nurses there, I told them, hey, I'm new. I come from a tiny state from the northeast. I'm very, very, I'm clueless about this whole thing. So one of the charge nurses, she was a Mangalorean. She was very helpful. Not Mangalorean. She was a Bengali married to a Mangalorean. Very helpful Catholic nurse. Small things really help out a lot. So she helped me. I worked that day with a Gujarati patient, and I think he was going into some kind of heart attack or something. So I took care of him. I gave bath and everything, and then he had to be put into the ICU. I took care of him, and then the son was very happy. He tried to give me boxes, tips, 400 rupees. I said, no, sir, I'm okay. And when your father gets well and comes out, maybe I can think. For now, I did my best. I took care of your dad, and I'm okay. He said, it's very odd. You're not taking boxes in Bombay. It's boxes. I said, sir, I just came from Manipur, from Assam yesterday, and this is my first time working here. And thank you so much. So he took my name down, and my patient went into the ICU, and the next day I heard he passed away. I shed little tears of, you know, I said that was my first patient and he died, but I couldn't do anything, but I gave the best care. Anyway, that was my first experience, and that's how I stayed on in Bombay for 7 years. I learned how to ride a local train, and then too many inconveniences, I should say, because in 1992 there were very few Northeast Indian workers there, maybe one or two in some office, but there were few students, college students. Otherwise, the people in Bombay were not used to seeing people from our region. They all thought we were Nepali or something. Always they call me names, Chinky Minky, Momo, Nepali, blah blah blah. I used to get very irritated. I said, how come you guys don't know about the Northeast? How did you all even pass your high school or college without knowing the geography of this country? For us, we are in the tiny, remote area of the Northeast India, but we studied history, we studied geography, we know the location of your state, and I'm very surprised. And some of them were nurses from Kerala. They all asked, they didn't even know where the Northeast was. So I asked them, hey, your state is the topmost number one literate state in India. Kerala, number one in literacy, and you don't know nothing about Northeast India. I'm sorry, I'm not Nepali, I'm from Manipur, and I have quite few Kerala batchmates in my nursing school, but they still call me lots of them. I said, when they call me Nepali, I told them, are you Bhutani? Even if I'm angry, I can't do anything because they are ignorant. But these days, many of some of our Manipuri girls have married the Kerala boys, which is good. They are much more aware now. But I'm talking about the 1992. So this is my experience working in Bombay amongst people who don't even know the Northeast India. And I was fortunate to work with many good patients. They were very appreciative of the work that I do. One particular patient, she was in her 80s. She had hemiplegia, and her family came from Dubai. She had a Kuwaiti daughter-in-law who could speak English because she attended college in Bombay. That was very nice. She told me they ran a big mall store in Dubai, and they had a flat in Malabar Hill in Bombay. Imagine, um, what do you call UAE, Dubai people owning a flat in Malabar Hill. So they told me they come to Bombay for holidays or for treatment. So right now, for that time, I was taking care of her mother-in-law, and I took care of her good. And they wanted to take me with them when they left India to care for her mother-in-law. But I didn't have no passport, nothing. They said they were willing to wait for me. Oh my God, how they, in Bridge Candy, it's a very expensive hospital. If they stayed for one day more, it costs more than rupees 3,000 per day. But they were willing to wait for me. So I called one of my juniors in Assam. Those times we had this STD phone calls, so it cost 500 rupees for 1 minute call. But I made a call to one of my junior and asked her, hey, can you inquire about my passport? I had already applied in the office. Just inquire to see if it's going to be ready or not. And she said yes. So this patient's family, they were so nice and willing to wait. So I was feeling very embarrassed. I didn't want them to wait for me. So the next day they told me to call again and find out. So my friend in Assam, in Jorhat, she told me that it's not yet ready. So I had to tell my patient's family, hey, I'm sorry, my passport is not ready. But they were even willing to take me, but I don't want to be in trouble. So they had to take the girl who worked opposite me, the night staff. She was from Kerala, They were going to pay her 12,000 rupees per month for full-time 24 hours care for their mother-in-law. But I didn't mind, if it was meant for me to be going with them, I would be going, but I didn't mind. But they were very nice. But and the girl who worked opposite me, she's lucky, in she told me that in Kerala they have to pay a lot of money for dowry. So that was a golden chance for. I said, go ahead, sister, and work hard. And they took this Kerala nurse to be taking care of this lady in Dubai, so they took her. But I continued on with my work. Along the way, I came to work with many different kinds of patients, so I got to eat different kinds of food like Marwaris, Gujaratis, Sindhis, Punjabis. That's how I came in contact with different people. These are super rich families in Bombay. They like to keep a private nurse